And so, just like that, poof, goes another trophy for Liverpool. First of all, big congratulations to Newcastle for for winning the League Cup final, winning the trophy. They throughout the entire match, Newcastle they they outworked, outran, outfought, outmuscled Liverpool all across the field. And from back to front, just tremendous energy and physicality and and desire to win this match, to win this trophy. And these qualities, physicality, energy, desire, the same cannot be said for Liverpool. And for Liverpool, just where do I start? Watching this match, I still don't really have a clue as to what exactly they were trying to do. Because right from the start, when Liverpool had the ball, they just played it long to the forwards who weren't able to win the ball, much less keep the ball, much less do anything with the ball. The ball goes forward, Newcastle wins it, Newcastle launch an attack, goalkeeper has to make the save, or the ball goes out for a goal kick, Liverpool gets the ball, immediately long ball again, and they lose the ball within seconds again, Newcastle attack again. And that was largely the pattern of the whole match. Liverpool's midfield, I don't know, it felt like they were bystanders throughout the match. They never really saw much of the ball. When they did have the ball, they weren't able to keep it. They weren't able to do anything with it. And when they didn't have the ball, they weren't able to win it back. So it just felt like the entire midfield was uh, anonymous bystanders. And I do have my thoughts on them, which I'll elaborate on in a bit. But watching this match as it progressed, Liverpool just kept doing the exact same thing over and over. Just keep playing long balls, failing at it, long balls, failing at it. And as the match went on, and I watched it, in my opinion, it felt like Liverpool continuing to do this exact same thing over and over, despite the repeated failures, felt like an insult to the fans' intelligence. The fans, the fans watching. For me, I felt like surely there has to be a better way than to put everyone through this agony of watching the team play constant long balls and losing the ball again and again and again. There has to be a better way. And so when I think about this, so the question that arises from that is, why Liverpool insists on playing this long ball method to the forwards who couldn't win the ball? Why weren't they able to make use of the midfield more? The midfield, you have very good technical talents. Gravenberch, you have McAllister, as a Bosley, all of them are very good technical talents. They've shown before in the season, they can take a ball on the turn. They have some very nice, nifty, intricate passing combinations that they can which they can use to get out of trouble. And when you look at the way Newcastle press, yes, they are very energetic in pressing, very energetic, very aggressive. But if you can play a couple of precise combination passes, there will be space behind them that you can get into. When you can play the ball and get yourself out of the kind of troublesome situation in the middle of the field, there will be space to make use of. But somehow we never really saw that. So that is a question. And of course, the the suggestions and hypotheses that that I've seen over the past few weeks is that the midfield is starting to feel tired, exhausted. They're starting to feel the the exhaustion from what has been a very long, very competitive season. Premier League, Champions League, the domestic cups, etc., etc. And so, what has been a long, tiring season has taken its toll on a starting midfield that never really saw much rotation throughout the season. And for me, I'm also leaning towards that line of thinking. So if we were to say that this midfield is exhausted and overworked over the past few months, in fact, and in fact the warning signs were there. I recall the matches against Everton, against Wolves, against Aston Villa, and of course, very, very, very clearly against PSG as well in both legs. And so the warning signs have been there for the past few weeks. It then begs the question, why the manager did not make changes sooner in the match. There were no halftime subs, and it also begs the question of, why he didn't, rotate the starting 11. Why he didn't have some of the other midfielders starting the match instead. There are some good, good quality talent on the bench as well. Elliot has always been, quite good. He too is another one who brings energy and aggression, and he's quite quite good in terms of picking out a pass, in terms of shooting. Okay, and Chiesa as well. He never really had the much of a chance in terms of getting some playing minutes, and ultimately, the consolation goal that Liverpool scored very late on, assisted by a substitute, Elliot, scored by a substitute, Chiesa. So, all of these, are questions worth pondering over, questions worth asking. But at this point, asking these questions now, cannot undo the fact that Liverpool have lost this cup final, with a whimper, in essence. Just watching the way they played, they looked, most of the team looked utterly bereft and devoid of energy, of legs, if you want to call it that. Just overrun, outrun, outwork, outfought, outmuscled all over the field by Newcastle. At no point, did it look or feel as if Liverpool wanted this trophy that badly, which is a shame. You've played the whole cup campaign. You've made it to the final. It's a big day. Big day, trophy on the line, but then somehow on the day it feels like nobody wanted it bad enough. So that's it going forward. Disappointing as it is, and this one is very, very disappointing. Now there's still 9 matches left to play in the season, all in the Premier League. Okay, so now no other cups or trophies to play for, no other cup competitions to play in. Every single match is now just the Premier League. And surely, in the position that they are now in the league, with just 9 matches to go, surely they should be able to maybe give themselves a bit of a break, recharge their batteries, refocus on the league, and get this trophy over the line. surely they shouldn't be able to mess this one up. Because when you look at how the season started in the first half of the season before the new year, a season that looked like it was promising so much potential cannot be allowed to be all for naught, cannot be allowed to be finished empty-handed. Don't let this season that started so nicely, that started with so much potential, end up all going to waste. Don't let that happen.